Spring has sprung, and soon we'll be seeing colors changing all around us, with trees budding, flowers blooming, and green grass growing. These color changes bring a smile to our face, but color changes in our teeth can keep our lips sealed. Dentist Steve Marsh is here to spring on us the reasons why teeth can change color. Okay, color changes, like your tie is nice, brightly colored, but we don't want our teeth having that happen to them.
No, we don't. You know, Lori, and there's two different really things that play into color. One is extrinsic stain and intrinsic stain, and we'll try and go through that. Extrinsic stains are things that happen, for example, from coffee. Tea is a real stain problem.
Oh, I like tea, I know, I see the difference.
And red wine, I'm not sure where you are on red wine. Those respond very nicely to very easy dental treatment, and we usually use Zoom, which is a whitener that we do in the office. It takes about an hour and a half. And here's a patient getting the Zoom whitener. We paint this gel on, and for about an hour to an hour and a half, the patient lays in the chair, watches TV, and actually has a very pleasant hour to hour and a half. And then when that's done, we usually make whitening trays, and the patient can use that to keep them white. It has to be maintained, just like in some cases hair color. So about once every 4 to 6 weeks works well. But that's an extrinsic stain.
Okay, so then there's intrinsic as well.
Intrinsic. And intrinsic stains are stains that happen from a number of different causes, and unfortunately they don't respond to Zoom very well. People try and they try and they try over-the-counter whiteners, they don't work. In that case, we usually have to go to some dental treatment, and that usually involves veneers or crowns. And we have a few things that we can show them. Here's a patient whose teeth had turned gray. She was actually a Golden Opportunity viewer, 55 years old. Drove a long way to my office, and what was interesting, Lori, is that the teeth also look thin besides gray. The first question I asked her, how often does she brush, 3 to 5 times a day, and she used a very abrasive toothpaste. I won't even mention it.
She must have been really trying to get that white look.
And that's one of the problems. The more that she brushed, the more she showed the next layer. The thinner they got, the more translucent. So in her case, we did 10 veneers on the upper, 10 veneers on the lower, and she wanted, again, a very white smile. That would not have responded at all to Zoom. So again, we used the veneers, and she loved it. Her husband loved it as well. So that's one reason that you have an intrinsic color.
How about any other reasons?
Yeah, you know, when we were kids, people used to use tetracycline quite a bit. It's still used today. But if your mother took it while you were pregnant, you could have ended up with dark stained teeth. They were brown and black, and that's a problem. Also, when the child was very young, within the first 5 to 6 years as the teeth were developing, if they took tetracycline, sometimes later on it manifested itself in brownish teeth.
I have heard of that, yes.
You have. So we have some pictures of the tetracycline stained teeth. This is a patient who I treated actually in the last month. For years, she's hated those teeth. Her daughter's actually getting married next year. So you can see wear and tear that happens as we age, but you can also see that very brownish color. That would not, and had not responded to any whitening. She had tried that previously. And we started on the upper arch. We're going to get to the lower arch in the next month or so. But we did that with some gum contouring, porcelain veneers, which could be made very thin. And again, after suffering for all those years with that real brown stain, she said to me, I'd like him to be as bright as possible, and we try to respond to the patient.
Sure. Yeah.
Now here's another reason, and this is interesting. This is a young man who had actually played a lot of sports. He got an elbow in the front teeth, and the teeth over the years turned yellow. And so again, what could he do? It's an intrinsic stain. As I explained, it doesn't respond to whitening. His other teeth he whitened, and these stayed more and more yellow. So what we ended up doing is doing 2 porcelain veneers. We didn't have to use the whole mouth, but 2 porcelain veneers gave him that beautiful smile. He wrote me a beautiful letter, incidentally, because he said he had suffered for all those years with those dark teeth. So there are a lot of different things that play into different colors of teeth.
All right, well, very good information. If you want to color your smile happy, give Dr. Marsh a call. His number is next.
See what Dr. Stephen Marsh can do for your smile by calling 440-461-1003 or visit www.clevelandsmiles.com. Next, an artful exhibition. Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. Are you a police officer or firefighter nearing retirement? Then you'll want to attend a free dinner seminar. The 10 issues you need to address before retirement. It will be held Tuesday, April 3rd at 6 p.m. at Lock Keepers Restaurant and is presented by Lineweaver Financial Group. Reservations are required and can be made by calling 216-520-1711.